Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. First thing I want to do is thank you for coming with me on my walk. I hope you're having a beautiful day. I'm going to do something a little different today, sort of, as far as route goes. So anyway, I'm not feeling overly talky today, which might make you happy. So I'll do light commentary on what I see. I am going to be walking 5 miles, and today is about 42 degrees. It's not too windy yet, but later tonight and tomorrow it's going to be pretty damn windy. So probably won't be walking tomorrow with wind gusts over 40 and the high temperature about 36. We're getting a cold front and we're going to get some bad weather. Then Friday it's going to be blustery and cool also, a little warmer. Not much, still in the 30s. And then Saturday, it's going to be kind of messy. And it's going to be chilly. And we're supposed to get about 4 inches of snow. So, probably won't be shooting Saturday morning, or Saturday for that matter. Well, that's new. That broken tree right there. I don't recall that being there last time we walked by, because I could see up there and now I can't, so I don't know where those came from. Oh, right there. It broke off, one of them broke off that. That doesn't look very new though, so I'm wondering if somebody pushed it down there so they didn't have to clean it somehow. Because I see a broken tree back there. A couple logs cut up. And they have a hose hanging over the fence, so I don't know what they were doing. It's not my concern. So anyway, I could see my shadow on the sidewalk, so it's kind of like filtered sunlight, but the clouds are going to be thickening up with more ominous weather, which is okay, I guess. I did order some, because we just passed a flagpole. I just ordered some aluminum mounting rings for a 1-inch flagpole, because I've been using plastic ones and they're threaded, and you have like this thumb screw that goes through there. And because it's outdoors in Maine and it gets cold at night, they freeze, then thaw out, freeze. Over time they kind of like wear out and they crack. So tired of dealing with that, even though it's only like a couple $3 for a 2-pack of those. It's like $5. They don't last. And of course they're made in China, right? So I ordered some aluminum, or as you say in Europe, aluminium, which is probably the correct way to say it. Because you know how Americans are, got to butcher the English language. So hopefully that remedies my flagpole issue. So we're going to go up a road that goes by a pond. And I can't tell you the name of the pond because it doesn't have one. While you may find that amusing, it's the truth. It's literally called No Name Pond. I'd like to be able to go to the pond itself, walking, but I would have to go on the other side. And the side I'll be on is private property. So I don't want to repeat of the great chicken barn incident, the chicken coop. How are you? Looks like that big thick dog wanted to come see me. Now the other thing, this road I'm going to be going up does not have sidewalks, but we also don't have any snow. So I'll just walk towards the traffic. I'll be fine. It's not a very busy road. Not this time of day anyway. Another little pond or brook that runs underneath the road, it looks like, partially. Or it doesn't really, well, it is running this way, so it's going somewhere. Maybe it's tapped into the sewer. Day. So this is an almost daily walking vlog. Walking with Beau. Don't know what I'm getting myself into today. Haven't walked up the road yet that we're going up. Can't even remember the last time that I drove on it. But, so I got the sniffles already. My apologies. Feels a little warmer today than it's going to feel tomorrow. I noticed on the weather app we have a warm red spiked line going past us, which is a warm front. Then that's going to get pinched off by a cold front that is currently crossing by Ottawa in Michigan. And along that frontal boundary is some unsettled weather, which is the weather we're going to get. That's not so good. So I think mostly what we're going to get is rain, but Saturday looks like about 4 inches of snow. I don't even think it'll be heavy snow. So for the next 4 or 5 days, it's going to be kind of like mediocre temps. Upper 30s, low 40s. And then we'll start to warm up a little bit. To around 50 or so, give or take. So we're going to go up this way. Got to get my 5 miles in today, for sure. So, never walk this way. I'll be keeping an eye on traffic because the speed limit's a little faster here. I've got a tiny little breakdown lane on the side for a while. I'm definitely warm right now. Been seeing a lot of fence damage like that from the windstorms we had around Christmas. People are still cleaning up and fixing their stuff. So now, a lot of times, I admit, when I go for my walks, I don't enjoy walking long distances in a straight line, but that's what I'm doing today. And the reason why I don't like that is I like to change my vista, go through different neighborhoods, things like that. But I guess it's all good. And a lot of times I look ahead on Google Maps. Use the street view, see what there is for sidewalks. Things you don't pay attention to when you're driving. because you don't have to. I'm also doing this video in 1080p for a reason. I will use the high bit rate though. Sky looks a little ominous that way, doesn't it? So I made a couple 3 videos with, you know, 4K. Picture quality is okay. I mean, the picture quality is okay. It's good. It's really good. But the 1080p picture quality is pretty good too. And that last 4K walk I did, it took about 8 hours to upload it and process everything into 4K on YouTube. So I didn't much care for that. You gotta leave the computer on all day, close your browser window, it stops uploading. Then I can set it where if I close my lid it stays on, but I use a laptop and I don't want to do that. So I think I'll just do 1080p, call it good. I did an experiment. Looks like a new house built here. Ah, nice little pond in the back. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I got a wood pile over there for heat. Oh, that's not bad. Still within the city ordinance where you can't shoot firearms, so it sucks. Hate to tell you, but you built in the wrong place, buddy. Anyways, got an oil truck. Somebody's having oil delivered. Probably gonna go over to our place if it's who I think it is on the side, which it might be. And it is. All right. I guess our oil will be delivered today. Last small batch of the winter. Good thing too, because it was running on fumes. Tried to get out of the rest of winter because it was so mild. And to be honest, past 2-3 weeks really hasn't used much, but it still has used some. So they'll come deliver today. Well, this isn't a bad neighborhood and there's not a lot for traffic, so hopefully I don't get any stray dogs running around. I don't like those. Haven't had any problems yet, but you know, they like to let you know they're there. And I hate it when that happens too, because you can't show the dog you're scared. You know, if you kind of like put your hands up like whoa whoa and you start backing up, that's like a signal to them that you're being weak. You gotta think on a dog's level. I guess that might apply to most things, I suppose. All right, walk up here. We'll hang a left up here. It's definitely comfortable walking today. Well, I'm dressed for it too, of course, but I have a long sleeve thermal shirt, and a 2XL t-shirt, and then I got a long sleeve double XL on top of that, and I'm wearing my hoodie. And I am as warm as can be. So, I gotta check my mileage. All right. Whew. Kind of an ominous looking sky today. You might see experience periodic showers here and there. Snow showers maybe, but to be honest with you, today it feels warm enough that it would be rain showers. Anything over 38 degrees typically, we don't get snow showers. Underneath 38, it can be snow showers mixed with raindrops or just snow. Sometimes just rain. It all depends what level of the atmosphere is cold. There's a free shelving unit, minus the shelves. Well, I never walked up this way. Snowmobile crossing here. Interesting. So I took the flag in the house because we're going to have wind. It's gonna be windy. So I guess there's no big secret to walking. It's free, it's easy to do, you can control your pace. First started walking, I wasn't really too zippy about it. And see, there's somebody else walking on the other side coming up this way. And then after a while, you start picking up the pace, and like I've said in previous videos, I've noticed that my slowest mile is my first one. It's usually about 20 minutes. And then it speeds up to 17, 16, or 15 minutes and something. So, hi, good afternoon. Speed limit's 35, which in Maine terms means 50. So, boy, this is going to look pretty when there's leaves on the trees. You get that nice smell of spring, fresh air. I think I'll definitely walk up this way again. This is pretty nice. This is pretty nice. Got a little brook off to the side here. Oh, look at that. Runs right underneath the road. Let's go look on the other side. Oh, look at that. My shoe is starting to untie. It's always my right shoe. Why? Why is that? I had a discussion about that with you on the last walk. You find out pretty quick when you appendix carry that you don't want to bend over to tie your right shoe. You'd prefer to have the left. So when I do that and grunt and groan and sound like an old man, it's not because I'm an old man. It's because I have some accoutrements. Now there's these power lines here. Looks like that water runs right down through here. And we got the power lines up here going overhead. Pretty interesting. So I found a rock to tie my shoe on. See if you can elevate and put your shoe up on something, then it's easy to tie. And even that still, I just like appendix carry for obvious reasons, because that's how you train with that. You just grab your shirt at the bottom and rip hard upwards. And then your pistol is reachable. All right, so I guess I can leave my gloves off. It's warm enough. I'll leave them in my pouch on the front. Got a car going by. As soon as they go by, I'll cross. Excuse me. Again, I apologize if you don't like the nose noises, but my nose is running. I know. I'd better go catch it. So this is a typical New England country road, which we're fortunate enough to live close enough to go for a walk at. And once in a while I hop in the car and hop on over to someplace else to walk. Oh, look at all these metal boxes. What are these metal boxes for on the trees? Does anybody know? What would those be for? Well, I'm going to try to walk by one. Oh, buckets. Ah, somebody's making maple syrup. Those are maple syrup buckets. Looks like they get the trees tapped. This is the time of year you do that. Pretty awesome. That is pretty cool. That is really cool. I've never seen that around here before. How cool is that? We got these trees over here tapped also. We got a house over here, seen better days. Somebody's living there. Wow. Even the cars on the property are from the 80s and 90s. Somebody's probably been living there their whole life. It's interesting. So as you can see, this person here that's tapping the maple trees, they get a nice piece of land here. Pretty beautiful. I mean, look at it. How gorgeous is that? I'm telling you, Maine is absolutely beautiful. It really is. I appreciate that more and more after seeing what other parts in the country look like. Some other people's neighborhoods. There's some neighborhoods where you look out your window while sitting on your sofa and you get the neighbor's house like 5 yards from your window. So you don't get any natural sunlight all day except for 1 or 2 windows on a certain side of the house, certain time of day. And then you come here and it's like, wow, look at that. And again, this is going to look absolutely gorgeous when these have leaves on it. So this is going to be a really nice walk. Kind of wish I could go see the homes or No Name Pond, but from what I saw on Google Maps, it was a private drive. It's called Shore Drive, I think it is. And it looks like it goes along that road, then along the edge of the pond. With private homes. They might be cabins. Ooh, look at that! Alpacas. Somebody's got some llamas and alpacas. Ooh, I gotta cross. Hopefully we'll get a good shot of those. I hope so anyways. Oh, look at them. Look how cool. You can see them up at that brown barn in the distance. We'll see them as we walk by. I hear a car coming up behind me. I think I'll come off the side here. A woman in my ear said we went 2 miles. Where's the alpacas? Oh, come back out. Oh, I could hear them. Did you hear that? Oh man, they're gone. That's a pen that they have right there. Maybe we'll catch them on the way back. No more adventures on private property after the chicken coop incident. Well, that sky looks a little ominous, but radar says it's not going to rain, so do I trust it? I don't know. Wow, I heard one of them alpacas or llamas or whatever the hell they are. I heard one of them had kind of like a barky sound, except it wasn't a bark. It kind of chirped. Wow, that's cool. Seeing all kinds of neat stuff today. All right, there's a body of water out there, out in the distance. That's not No Name Pond, but it's a subsidiary. Can hear some geese. Here's some geese. I just saw something run through the bushes. Looked like a bird. It was on the ground though. And I just saw an animal run up a tree. Private property posted. So somebody's got some Pond View Drive. Goes that way. Oh, look at that. I got a crucifix on a tree. And there's a platform on there to stand on. So I don't know if somebody stands on that or if they put some kind of Jesus monument on there or something. Wow, those geese are raising a hell of a storm out there. Oh wow. Now you're not going to see that on here, but I just saw two come in from the air and do a water landing. That was cool. You'll see it if you look close. If you rewind it and look close. So I definitely got to watch oncoming cars too. Now I want to turn around at the 2.5 mile mark, because then there'll be 5 miles on the way back total. But I just wanted to see what was up this way. We're at 2.2. This is cool. This is a cool walk. This must have been scary when they had that big windstorm, because you'll notice these trees right here growing on those rocks. And we saw plenty of fallen tree damage on my woods walks from that exact thing, where these trees were growing out on a rock cropping. Oh, they got a whole stack of canoes down there. Somebody goes canoeing out there. Wow, this is a beautiful neighborhood. Now I have all the lighting stuff on auto, so hopefully it's doing a good job. Sometimes it gets a little wonky when there's not enough light. I'm hoping there's enough light for it to adjust properly. Guess we'll know. Well, it looks like somebody was mad that somebody was slowing down to make a turn. As soon as they turned, they hurried up and sped off. So the other thing about stretches like this is, oh wow, somebody's got a cargo container. Hopefully they don't have somebody held hostage in it. We've seen those stories. So anyways, what's good about these kind of stretches is you can go along whatever distance you want to go on, because this road will go for a few miles. So I can pick a spot to turn around, which will come out the same on the way back. Can also, if there's a day I feel a little more fresh, can push it some more. So I think that is the shore road up here. I saw on Google Maps it's a dead end. That's the one that goes along No Name Pond on this side. Can't see the pond from here. That water we saw over here and still see through the woods is a different body of water next door to it. But obviously very cool, because we saw those geese doing a water landing. Nice home. It's a nice house here. Very nice. So that is the shore road that goes up that way and then comes down along No Name Pond. And it should be right about 2.5 miles, I think. 2.46. I got an old-fashioned red barn over here that's on their property. So they got a nice place with nice property. A couple of makeshift garages to park your vehicles in out of the elements. So the old-fashioned looking red barn with a weather vane on it. Very nice. And I think this is about the point. I'm going to turn around and head back. We're at 2.51. So this road goes quite a few miles that way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cross the road like a chicken. Why did Beau cross the road? So he could watch the traffic coming towards him. That's my punchline. All right. So now we're going to see the same things, but from a viewpoint of the other side of the road, which is the other drawback about walking in a straight line. Covering the same ground twice. But, you know, I'll get different shots of the maple syrup buckets, which I thought was cool. And this is that old dirt road that goes down along. So this isn't paved, and it would be pretty obvious those are cabins on No Name Pond, probably nobody living in them. And that road is not private property, it's not marked. So we could go down there, but to see the pond you'd have to go on somebody's property, I guess is my point. So there's no beach, there's no, not on this part. On the other side of it you can get to it. I might do that another day. So see the top of that tree right there snapped off. It's been cleaned up. The guy that owns that property probably cleaned it up. There's a tree house out there. So I'd be willing to bet that this neighborhood didn't have power, like most of the ones around here didn't when that big storm happened around Christmas. Wow, this is a fun walk today. I enjoyed this. I will definitely be coming back this way. I'm going to take another look at Google Maps and see if I could plot out a way to go look at the body of water. We're not going to be able to see that one over there because that's all off private land. So, or is it? I'll take a look. I'll take a look on Google Maps. Now that I came up this way and I know where to look, we'll take a peep. That was cool though. I saw those geese come in and do a water landing. That was worth the walk today just for that. The other thing I used to like in Winthrop, when our Uncle Dave would bring us to the priest's cabin, one of our relatives, a couple of them actually, are Catholic priests, and he would let us, he's passed now, he was old back then when we were kids, but he'd let us go spend the weekend in that cabin on the lake. We'd go out in the boat, motorboat, and do some fishing. And I always managed to get my fishing lure caught in a tree while I was casting, because apparently I was young and dumb. So now I'm just old and dumb. So pretty cool. You see these houses here with stacks of canoes behind there. Now that would be fun, it really would be. To go out on a canoe, paddling around at your leisure. Which reminds me, there was a place within walking distance, actually, in Auburn. If I believe it's on the way to the Barker Mill Dam. There's a road up that way where they used to be able to rent a canoe. Used to be only like $5 or something. It's probably more than that now, but I would definitely like to rent a canoe and go out. I gotta have a life jacket though, because I'm not a champion swimmer. I mean, I can swim okay, but if I'm out in the middle of a body of water and I gotta swim to shore, I'd probably be able to. But it ain't one of those things where I want to wait for that moment to find out, okay? So I'd rather have a flotation device. So anyway, I just don't have a swimmer's physique. I'm a big, muscular, tall man. I'm not a thin, tall man. Some of those guys are like fish. They get their feet going and whew, just glide through the water, but you know, I'm not made that way. Like, let me put it this way. Let's say you got like a 6-foot wall and you know, made out of maybe boards or something. And well, there's some guys that could run up to that at a sprint, grab the top of it, swing themselves over. The highest I could ever do when I was younger was 4 feet or 5 feet, and jump up on a fence, grab it and swing myself over. But that was when I was a teenager. I don't think I'm doing that these days. So basically what I'm saying is, instead of hopping over a wall like that, I would be more suited to run through the wall. Because I'm big and strong, and I'm kind of close to the size of, well, I actually am the size of NHL hockey players, and also the smaller NFL football players, like Tom Brady, for example. I'm about the same size and weight as him. So, but I'm very thick-chested is the thing. So I'm just not made for I'm just not made for swimming, okay? Which is okay. Everybody's different at something else. Somebody made for swimming, they can't run through a wall. So, you know, one time for the hell of it, I pulled a small tree out of the ground. That was good for a laugh. My brother thought it was funny. So anyway, I have to say though that because of the spring this year, I did see that the snowmobile industry and tourism and cash generated from that took a very, very serious and severe hit this year. Because most parts in this part of Maine, maybe up north they probably did a lot better, but you know, the tourist part of Maine is the southern part of Maine. I'm sure up north they had a great time. They probably still have snow on the ground. Up towards Canada. But yeah, the alpacas ain't out there. I don't want to forget about them. No, they're not out there. Oh, yes, they are. They are. There they are. Oh my God. I gotta go look. You'll see them. I can't go any further than this though. Oh, look at that right there. See them? There's two of them. There's a white one and there's a brown one with white socks. I'm gonna shoot a phone video too. We go. I got some alpaca footage. Oh, the winds are picking up now. That's what it was supposed to do today. It's going to be a wee bit chilly. Then I want to get a shot of those maple gizmos again. Oh, I'm getting raindrops. That wasn't supposed to happen today. But I did say that's what it looked like, and that looked like it could happen, despite what the weather app said. I kind of knew it was gonna. Yep, we got some raindrops. You know the raindrop song. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Dun, 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 dun. That was written by Burt Bacharach. He was a big name in the music business. Closely associated with A&M Records, I believe. Friends with Herb Alpert. Herb Alpert was the A in A&M Records. I stopped and shot a video clip of that horse. See that beautiful horse? Wow. Beautiful. So we got a beautiful horse out here, beautiful land, getting some maple syrup. Welcome to Maine. How cool is that? What do you think of that, V-Man? Coming up to the maple syrup farm. Wow, look at that. All right, I'm getting wet. It's going to be like this for a few days, off and on. So off and on we're going to get bad weather. Mostly showers like this, off and on. So I'm not sure what you can actually see. You should be able to hear it raining, I think, if I'll shut up. Very small raindrops. You can see the roads getting wet. Well, definitely glad I decided to go for a walk today. Got an old park bench in the middle of this field. It's probably been there for a gazillion years. You sit out there on your bench, watch the carriages go by. Say hi to your neighbors. That's how I'd like to envision that. Realistically, it might have been something like Uncle Earl out there with his jug of moonshine, passing out on the bench, drooling on himself. But I like to have the other view of it. Hopefully I don't have a water droplet problem. I didn't find my air squeezy thing. That's the other problem I have. So we're gonna go back by that raging river torrent. Oh man. It definitely got a lot cooler and windier. So this is right about where that bad weather front is going to be going by. Wasn't supposed to start raining until later this evening. I'm not even sure if this is really rain other than just a shower. So yeah, V-Man, if you're watching, I'm out in the rain again. I didn't think it was going to rain. I'm going to put my gloves back on. What little sunlight we were getting is gone now. And my hands are getting cool. Oh goodness. All right, we'll make it. I'm gonna get some new batting gloves. What ruins mine is stuffing magazines at the range this winter. I wore out the end of my thumb and my pointy finger on my magazine loading hand. Ooh, that's raining pretty hard now. I'm gonna put my hood on, make sure I don't cover up the camera. The GoPro is waterproof. It actually has this port on the side to drain the water. You can run it underneath running water to wash mud off it and stuff like that. So don't know if I would do that unless I had to. I haven't seen anybody online complain about their GoPro leaking water, so. But I open and close it for the batteries so often. It's got a rubber seal in there. And I'm like, well, I don't want to test it. So I was nice and warm, had a sweat going. Now it's a little more breezy, and my sweat is starting to feel cold. Not a fan of that. I'm gonna check how much GoPro battery I got left. All right. Rain's lighting up a little bit. Wow, that's cool. We saw horses. We saw alpacas. We saw a brook. We saw maple syrup collecting. All right, I'm gonna stop this for a minute and come back. All right, we have 20% of the battery left. Not enough to make it all the way back, I don't think. But it may be close. Maybe. And if not, I'll change the battery depending on where I am in that equation. Because I did stop to film a horse and alpacas. So I might lose out on some of my walking mileage time because of that. Yep, I don't know how many times I've been kind of, you know, because I go walking often, okay? And it's difficult to stay hip and fresh up on it and gung-ho. So some days are better than others, but I always go. I used to be like that when I played ice hockey too. Some days I just didn't have it. want it to go. It just physically was just flat. And that was years ago when I was a lot younger. So I've always been like that. But I'm glad I came today because I got to see some cool stuff. Get a little bit of rain on my face and now I'm alive. That's okay. Got a feeling I'm going to have to wipe the front of the lens here. Problem is I want to wipe it without moving the camera, because I did that. I moved the camera on my last walk after I changed the battery, and it wasn't good. I got a lot of sky shots. You'd see like the top of the road up ahead and the sky, and that was it. Only for a few minutes. But fortunately that day it was a nice looking sky, so it worked out. But definitely happy I went this way today. I will definitely be walking back this way. Absolutely. And the route I just took this fall, when the leaves are turning and oranges and reds and yellows, that is going to look stunning. So it looked good today, and this is probably the ugliest time of year when everything still looks brown. No leaves on the trees. So very cool. Hope you enjoyed this one. I did, really did. And it's got a couple of hills here and there, enough to get your heart rate going, but not really steep ones. So it's generally a nice walking route. Now later on this summer, this isn't one I would go on at night. This would be a day walk because of the sidewalk situation. And so if it was in the summertime, let's say it was 85 degrees, a little humid, I would bring my backpack with me and I would have some liquids in there for sure. Well, you can see the rain hitting the lake, little pond over there behind that house. Yep, it's definitely raining. It's the kind of rain right now where if you were watching a Major League Baseball game and it starts raining, they wouldn't cancel the game. They wouldn't have a delay. They'd play through it. It's not a big downpour or anything. And a lot of times the weather forecast will tell them if they have a rain delay anyway. Saying, well, for sure, some heavy rain's coming. So they would play as long as they could in this. Then they would call it. And I'm sure these days the umpires get an update through their ear thing, communications from some supervisor there or something. Who knows? It is an absolutely lovely walk today, though. This lawn here is festooned with pine cones. I wouldn't even bother raking them. I'd just mow them up. Might end up with a pine tree on your lawn, though. And that's the thing with them damn things. See that right there? The amount of pine leaves, pine needles that fall off that, I mean, you wouldn't believe it. We used to have big pine trees like that alongside our house, about as tall as these, and it was horrible. Every damn year, or every other year I should say, it was kind of seasonal with them. It was like biannually it would shed tons and tons of needles. And then anytime it was an 85 to 90 degree hot summer day, the tree would mist. So all of this sap would mist all over your cars parked underneath it. And I don't even mean underneath it, I mean in the vicinity. was horrible. So those came down. Probably good, because we've had a couple storms since that it would not surprise me if those had been ripped up and knocked over. Mother Nature would have removed at least one or two of them, maybe. Tough telling, not knowing. As an old Mainer would say, tough telling, not knowing. So the other thing I'm happy about is I went for my walking there, since picking up the pace this year. All right, I gotta try to clean off the camera without moving it. I think I got it. So anyway, I tried to with all the walking I've been doing, which has been a lot, which is good. I don't really care about that. I've lost 4 pounds of the 5 that I gained over winter. And you know, like I said, I don't go on this big diet thing. I just changed what I eat, but I eat what I want to eat. That's good to eat, I should say. I don't overeat. Classic symptoms of overeating. You eat a big plate full of food, and then you're bored, and you stick your face in the refrigerator, and then you rub your stomach with your hand because you just ate not long ago, and you're going to eat because you're bored. That is a big problem people have. It's a psychological thing, and a lot of those people always have heartburn or acid reflux. And I changed my diet, and I don't do that anymore, and I no longer have heartburn or any issues like that. I don't have any acid reflux. I don't, as they say, burp and it has company. Kind of a crude way to put it, but a lot of people just eat too much. And it's easy to do in this country, especially with all the junk food. And don't get me wrong, I love junk food as much as anybody else does. So sometimes I have some. But a lot of times these days I'm snacking on nuts. Dates, raisins, nuts, cranberries. Dried cranberries or the almonds. It's really good. I highly recommend it. So we're over here at the Weed Mart. We got the Weed Mart. They're not selling gasoline over here anymore. And you can see these old pumps. They still have the filters on there. This one don't have the filters. Old school, man, old school. Look at that. Those are the old pumps. Outside up to the Weed Mart. Well, Martha, I'm feeling kind of blue today. We better head on up to the Weed Mart. Now there's that store. That's a barber shop. Over here and over there. So there's a barber shop there. That's cool. Now that used to be kind of a mom and pop shop. And we're gonna hear some loud traffic because of the rain. But the mom and pop shop had a sign in the window that said no firearms allowed. So I didn't go in. So there's that. I'm not going to go into an establishment that doesn't allow you to bring a firearm, because all that sign said was, if you are an armed robber, this is the place you should go to. You'll have people inside without firearms. All right. Well, I gotta tell you, I enjoyed the walk today. It's raining. This rain is not supposed to be here. The forecast said it wasn't going to be here. The radar said it wasn't going to be here. But look, it's here, okay? And yes, I'm breaking my protocol of walking on with cars at my back, but I'm far enough off to the side where it should be okay, I hope. Maybe somebody would drive into a telephone pole behind me. Excuse me, they're not telephone poles anymore. Okay, I'm showing my age. They are power utility poles. Well, I think I've decided I'm close enough to my 5-mile mark where if the battery peters out, I will just say goodbye now. And we'll walk until it gives out, which it will shortly. And that way I don't have to take it off my head in the rain to change the battery. Plus I got to use the restroom. Yada, yada, yada. Hope you have a beautiful day. And I will just let this record on its way out, and I won't say a peep, I promise this time. Bye everybody, thank you for watching.